Have you ever had a significant insight or profound experience during a meditation? What about the opposite? The meditation is just beginning. You relax, ready to jump into the experience when you fall asleep. Like me, you can probably answer yes to both of these questions, but let's make this a little bit more intriguing. Have you ever had something awesome occur during a meditation that you slept through? Maybe something happened, but you missed it because you were sleeping. So you can't judge whether this event was remarkable or meaningless, or whether there even was an event. The logical answer to this third question must be a hard no. I might even accept an I don't know or a maybe, but you cannot answer yes because there are no files about the event in your memory banks. You missed everything during your snooze. I guess you could go to a hypnotherapist and you go in under hypnosis, but now this is that psychologist in me that rises to the surface to take a deep dive into rabbit holes. I'm going to stop right now. Basically, you cannot access data points that are not there. So my final answer follows logic. No, you cannot have an awesome experience that you slept through and didn't remember. There's no way to prove it. This episode is about proving the unprovable. We will shine a light on what our brains insist never happened. Let's throw logic out the window and explore another adventure into the unknown. Stay tuned to learn more. Welcome. My name is Candace Sanderson, and I thank you for joining me today. In this episode, I will offer proof, anecdotal proof that my logical conclusion from the introduction is wrong. It is incorrect. Let's begin with a theory developed by Monroe Institute, my home away from home, outside Charlottesville, Virginia. The Institute has a label for this phenomenon. They call it clicking out. And it occurs when people think they are sleeping during a meditation, but instead a, quote, self-activating, automatic, subconscious response occurs, which they call clicking out. From their website, and I will link this article in the episode description below. The Institute describes it this way. You're ready for a meditation. You put on your headphones or your earbuds. You start to relax. Your mind quiets. You maybe even hear that pink noise, that ocean surf sound in the background. And you know that their sound-based technology is starting to work its magic. The next thing you know, you are awake and fairly alert. There's this time warp because it feels like just seconds before you close your eyes, not 30 minutes. When I first experienced this years ago, I thought I had fallen asleep until I learned about clicking out. But I'll be honest with you, it took me a while to realize clicking out was actually a thing, not just a fancy concept for falling asleep. They say that you still benefit from the meditation, although you may not remember it. And I thought, yeah, right. Maybe that's just a way to make you feel better about sleeping on the job and missing it. I was wrong. Over the years since then, I rarely fall asleep during meditations or click out. These are two separate phenomena, although they can occur simultaneously. Read the article on their website to learn more about clicking out. It really is fascinating. Because I rarely experience clicking out or sleeping, I was not prepared for what happened a week ago. On July 23rd of this year, 2025, I was with a couple of friends, Maria and Ken, when we decided to listen to a 30-minute meditation from Monroe Institute. We put in our earbuds and opened our phones to the Institute's Expand app. And we were all nestled comfortably in reclining chairs in Ken's living room. There was no way that was 30 minutes. It felt like 2 or 3 minutes. When I came to, my journal was on my chest and my pen was loosely resting in my hand. I blinked a few times and looked around to get my bearings. Now, I do love meditations, even if the outcome is only a good snooze. This being a click out did not enter my mind because I have not clicked out in years. And this felt exactly like a good old power nap. I had no idea until later that is not what happened. The next day, I opened my journal, glanced at it, and my jaw dropped open at what I expected to be blank pages. Let me share what I wrote. This entry is my real-time experience during the meditation when I thought I was snoozing. For the first time ever, I documented something that never made it to my memory banks. That in itself, for me, is remarkable. As I read what I wrote in my journal, I ask that you listen carefully to these words. They are not my words as much as they are the words of the experiencer as she drifts into an unexpected adventure into the realms of the 5D during a click out. You will see that I definitely was not sleeping. I was experiencing. Awareness, pure awareness, is the basis of the primordial sound of life itself, as Om gives rise to all that is. And aside here, I checked later and there were no Oms in this meditation. It is the echo of universal awareness, the key to expanding beyond life as I slip into those divine frequencies of an out-of-body state. I see waves, like ocean waves, rippling across a large span of otherwise still waters. Okay, now notice the commonality with clicking out. I was hearing that pink noise, those ocean waves that I talked about earlier. Those movements are in relation to the frequencies of sound as the waters connect with the presence of all that is. These are living waters, for this is where I am, all that is. I am the frequency. I am the wavelength of sound, of light, of breath. As I inhale and exhale the frequencies of life. I drop below the surface and float within the existence of all that is. I move within the frequencies of the 5D and the 3D, existing within the interface of the between state. I am the space, the open space between options with no boundaries or edges. I sink, melting into the fabric of all that is. I am space. I dissolve, getting smaller, and I expand. An oxymoron that I cannot explain, yet I experience with ease. I am an explorer where the limits of my body no longer exist. Energy frequencies and tingles run across my legs, merging with the space just beyond me. I become part of a boundless field. I have no form, no shape, no identity. I am the awareness. There is no separation between observer and the observed. I am open, clear, boundless light that beams out in 360 degrees, calling to those ready to see that light of the infinite. And I thought nothing happened other than a quick snooze. When I read this, I swallow hard, trying to dissolve the lump forming in my throat. Once again, those living waters from the past two episodes resurface, along with other profound messages. But these are my real-time words of what I experience as I slip outside of time and space. This is my click out event. I think about my observer and I wonder why I did not remember my experience in real time as it happened. Why did I have to rely on my journal notes from my scribe to discover this remarkable event? If you are new to my channel, when I have an out-of-body experience, my awareness splits into multiple aspects, including me as the observer, me as the scribe, and me as the experiencer. And let's not forget the physical body, me, who is also there. These parts of me have had a lot of practice over the past years, working together in concert. But before meeting the messengers, I remember those earlier times when I thought I was sleeping until I heard about clicking out. If you, like me initially, think clicking out is not real, my experience shows me proof otherwise. Because my scribe's role is so fully ingrained, she automatically does her job, thankfully. If she had not, I would have gone home with blank journal pages and with the false belief that nothing happened. My observer was alert enough to pull the levers to keep me balanced between the 3D and the 5D, to keep me from falling asleep. But the observer, as the bridge between these dimensional spaces, she did not allow enough of my awareness to enter the physical me to remember the experience in real time, like she usually does. Not to be too technical here, but she let my alpha brain waves decrease, thus reducing my physical body's alertness. And that is why I did not recall these experiences. They never made it to that memory bank in my brain. Again, I am so thankful to my scribe for doing her job independently and providing a record. This experience offers proof that I did not even realize I needed. It opens a window into an otherwise hidden event. I hold the keys, as you do, to unlock a click out, granting me access to a hidden experience that was, for me, profound. So next time when you think you fall asleep during a meditation, think again. More likely, your energy body is floating in a field of divine frequencies of all that is. As the messengers have taught me, you too can learn to use your observer to balance your awareness between dimensional spaces. And until your scribe comes on board, though, trust that your energy body is at work during the meditation, preparing itself and the 3D you for things to come, better things to come. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I will follow up with more details next time. But until then, I appreciate you joining me. Feel free to share, comment, subscribe, and like the episode. Don't forget about the link in the description below. Remember the importance of kindness to all. Let those higher vibrational frequencies bring you peace. That peace exists just a breath away. Until next time, goodbye.